Alright, today we've got a booster pack of Betrayers of Kamigawa. Back in the day, Wizards would mark their products as beginner, advanced, and expert, and this is expert level. All the usual normal booster packs were like that back in the day. If you're interested in the codes on the packs, BY1EEDA is the code to know. And this is circa 2005, which is a little bit after my era of playing Magic, but still very good. There's a 1 in 70 chance of getting a foil card. And this is a good old-fashioned made in the USA product. So yeah, this is a great pack. This has been around for a long time, hard to believe. And we're gonna crack it open. So let's see what we get. The big cards from this set are the Jeet and the legendary mirror one, where you can have multiple. Basically, I think it says the legend rule doesn't apply. Basically, you can have multiple copies of a legend on the battlefield, which is pretty cool. And then it's got some great commons and uncommons for Pauper and other formats like Retro Modern, and there are some Retro Modern legal cards in here, mostly Urza's Destiny reprints as I recall. So like the Destroy and search a library for additional card and remove the additional, basically destroy a card and search your opponent's library for a copy of that card and remove it from the game. Booster packs are super cool too, I think. I mean, just neat format, neat text, good subject matter. So let's see what we got here. So Torrent of Stone. Torrent of Stone deals 4 damage to target creature. It's a 4-drop. Oh, what's on here? And then Splice into Arcane. And this is an old ability that I haven't really seen reprinted or anything quite like it in a long time. But it's an instant arcane. Splice into Arcane. Sacrifice 2 mountains as you, which means as you play an arcane spell, you may reveal this card from your hand and pay its splice cost. If you do, add this card's effect to that spell. So basically, if you play an arcane spell, arcane instant, arcane sorcery, for example, then you can sack 2 mountains and you get to play this card as well. But your opponent can counter that initial arcane spell, and it all is for naught. So gotta make sure you play it properly. All right, the next card we have is Ninja of the Deep Hours. This is one of the more expensive commons, if not the most expensive common in the set, and very popular card in Pauper, particularly Is It Pauper. Mostly because of its ninjutsu ability. So you attack with a 1-drop or a 1 power creature, something non-threatening, your opponent lets it go through, and then you ninjutsu this down. You hit them for 2 points, plus you get to draw a card, and then you can pop this back to your hand using some recurrence. Child of Thorns, interestingly enough, was the card behind the Ninja of Deep Hours in the last pack I cracked. Check out the video in the description below to see that one. This card's kind of forgettable until you realize that there's a lot of soul shift in this set, and it is a spirit. So you could sack it, put a +1, give a creature +1/+1 till end of turn, and then soul shift this back to your hand and play it again in the same turn if you wanted to, or do some sort of combat tricks like that. And then Skull Snatcher was the common behind Child of Thorns in the last pack as well. And then Moonlit Strider looks highly familiar, and then Frost Ogre. Okay, this one's different. That's crazy. That was like 4 or 5 cards in a row. 4 or 5 cards in a row that you from the last pack, same order. So here's another one of those arcane instants. So Ire of Kaminari deals creature or player equal to the number of arcane cards in your graveyard. So that's kind of cool. So you could do, so it's target creature or player or planeswalker, don't forget. We got planeswalkers in there now. And I want that other arcane spell, if I can manage. So the way it would work is you pay 4, play the Ire of Kaminari, and then you could sack 2 mountains and add the Torrent of Stone on top of it, or onto it, and then you're going to deal damage to target creature or player equal to the number of arcane spells in your graveyard, plus 4 damage to target creature. So that's the way the arcane piece worked. And then we go Phantom Wings. This is a retro modern legal card. So this is pretty cool. So you can be used in retro modern. If you're not familiar with retro modern, it's a format of Magic the Gathering that allows any modern legal card that was printed prior to 8th edition or that's been printed on old frames. So there's a couple of Judge promos that are also legal, a couple of the Swords, Crucible of Worlds, and a couple others. It's very similar to Old Modern if you're familiar with that. Link in the description below to learn more about Retro Modern. It's a super fun, nostalgic format of Magic the Gathering, and all the decks are still modern legal, so you can still play with them in a modern event. And some are very, very powerful as well. So, enchant creature has flying, sacrifice Phantom Wings, return enchanted creature to owner's hand. It's nice recurrence there. Petal Main Baku. Whenever you play a Spirit or Arcane spell, you may put a Kai counter on this card. Pay 1, remove X Kai counters from Petal Main Baku, add X mana of any one color to your mana pool. So that's pretty cool. You can load it up and then remove counters as you need to get a bunch of mana. That works. 1/2, decent body for a 2-drop. So 6-drop, 2/2 with Fear, Crawling Filth. What makes this card attractive is the Soul Shift. So when this card is put into your graveyard from play, you may return target Spirit card with converted mana cost 5 or less from your graveyard to your hand. A lot of spirits in this format. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. You gain life equal to converted mana cost. Terashi's Grasp. I feel like that was reprinted in a different form without the arcane at some point recently. Indebted Samurai. That is cool art. That is super cool. That's a huge samurai sword too. That's what she said. Bushido 1. When this creature blocks or becomes blocked, it gets +1/+1, so it becomes a 3/4 for a 4-drop. Whenever a samurai you control is put into a graveyard from play, you may put a +1/+ counter on this card. So he grows, and you can do Samurai Tribal if that's ever going to be a thing. Aura Barbs. Each enchantment deals 2 damage to its controller, then each enchantment enchanting a creature deals 2 damage to its creature it's enchanting. So that's pretty cool. It's sort of like Mana Barbs. If you remember that card, which is modern legal and retro modern legal as well. So 2 damage. So your creature enchantments do 2 to the opponent, and then 2 to the creature it's on. So that can be pretty cool. I bet that was a great card in Limited back in the day. Genu of the Falls. Enchanted Island becomes a 3/2 creature spirit creature with flying until end of turn. It's still land. When enchanted land is put into a graveyard, you may return Genu. Oh, that's cool. It's a 1-drop too. So that has some usefulness in sweeper decks and Armageddon, or not Armageddon, but Wrath of God type decks. That's cool. Then our rare is Goryu's Vengeance. This is one of the big ticket cards in this set. That is awesome. That is so great. So it's an instant for 2. Look at that art. That is so cool. Return this target legendary creature card from your graveyard to play. That creature gains haste. Remove it from the game at end of turn. Loads of fun tricks you can do with this. There's so many new Legends cards coming out in all the new sets. So this is an awesome card for Modern, and then you can splice into Arcane in case you happen to be playing other cards in your deck that run Arcane. But from your hand and pay there. If you do, so the other thing with Arcane is you reveal it from your hand, but it stays in your hand. So you can play arcane spells over and over again. I forgot to mention that. So a lot of times arcane costs are more, and you're like, well, why did I pay more? But it lets you just keep playing the card over and over and over again. So if you play an arcane spell, you splice this on top of it. You can play another arcane spell, you can splice this on top of it for 3. So you could do this a bunch of different times. So this is a really great card. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do with this. And it's worth about 20 bucks, I think. So not a bad way to go here. Especially I have a $13 booster pack that I got for 12 bucks with 2 other booster packs. So awesome. Got a retro modern legal card, got a killer rare. Awesome set. Awesome pack opening. I hope you guys enjoy it, and we'll have some more coming out soon. I'm thinking Scars of Mirrodin next. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment if this is comment worthy. And if it's not, tell me why.